Talk to us your thoughts on what's going on with the Sea Kings.
Sea Kings, to me, it's been other than that playoff game we played in game 1, we didn't really play them a lot. There was a lot of schedule conflicts and things that happened in the season. So prior to that game, we hadn't played them for almost 2 months, or a month and a half at least. So I kind of have to get a refresher of how they play. I know they've added a couple guys to the roster. The coaching staff is still the way it is. They did catch fire towards the end of the season, so they did make that third seed. And let's go back and kind of reiterate these people why we have the Sea Kings in the playoff.
Yeah, the every other division in the basketball league this year, the top 4 teams, well, the designated 4 teams. I can think of another division that the 4th team didn't get in, and they took the 5th team. Anyways, so the top 4 teams were scheduled to get in because the West only had 4 teams. They were going to have the number 1 seed get the bye, and then 2 versus 3 was going to face off in week 1. The issue with this is that the team that finished in second, we shall remain nameless to protect their innocence. Let's just put it this way, I'm going there next week, and it has a lot of really cool things, including T-Mobile Arena.
And I was going to say, what happens in that
town
stays in that town. Okay.
Decided not to participate in the playoffs for some unknown reason.
Wiley. Sorry. Just had to clear my throat a little bit. I just bring in the flavor to everyone on this.
And so they decided not to participate. And therefore, the Sea Kings, who finished in 3rd, got the bye into the Western Division / conference / whatever you want to call
Final
this, the second round game. So that's how we get the Sea Kings versus the Guardians. Guardians were the number 1 seed. They were going to get into the second round no matter what.
And it was a circumstance that ended the way it did. Are we happy that it ended that way? It could have probably maybe more a little contested, more basketball, but I feel like both teams are coming into this with, they know what's on the line.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's quite simple, to be honest with you. You win tonight, you're moving on. You're going to be taking on either Houston or Enid. Houston and Enid in the Central Division. They have 1 game in their belts. It occurred on Tuesday. And Houston with the upset, Stevie Franchise's franchise, the Houston Push, with the upset victory in game 1 of that series. Game 2 of that series will be tomorrow night.
In Houston.
In Enid.
Are you sure with that?
I'm pretty sure of it because Enid was the number 1 seed.
But that's right. So that's okay. My mistake.
Enid, the number 1 overall seed, even though Enid and Houston tied for that spot. So it was confusing. I couldn't figure out what the tiebreaker was.
We figured, I looked over it, and I think it was based on points scored compared to points allowed. That's how I based it.
Point differential?
Point differential is how they came up with Enid getting the number 1 over Houston. Okay. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, it works.
But I'll reiterate it. Chris will probably say it. Sometimes what you do in the season doesn't dictate how you're going to play off in the playoff. We've seen number 1 seeds in other divisions and in other sports tank when it comes to playoff time.
I wouldn't say tank, but yes, I would say lose.
Lose at least and get knocked out.
Prime example, I'm a huge hockey fan, and my Colorado Avalanche, number 1 seed, President's Cup trophy.
Choke artist. I'm a choke artist. Yeah. And I'll bring back a couple years prior to that one. Tom Brady and crew and the Patriots went undefeated into the Super Bowl, and Eli worked a miracle on him and beat him.
See, this is media. I'm not punching Drew right now. He knows I'm a Patriots fan too, so I decided to pull that one out just for me.
I had to. I had to break him, buddy, his Brady Buster down, just like deflated those balls and everything. I'll throw it out there.
All right, let's get talking about the Guardians. Talk to us. They are breaking out the brand new City Edition jerseys.
Yeah, if you have not,
they are sick.
And if you have not seen them, I would suggest following me right now on Instagram. I just posted at agent2_Drew. You're going to see from our He initially won Rookie of the Year,
Yes.
but then it got changed to Newcomer of the Year. So our great Nigel Jones,
The number 1 overall.
number 1 pick in the TBL, showed me that jersey, and I just gotta say, it's fire. It's fire. So if you haven't seen it yet, definitely need to see
Of course,
that.
there is still time for you to come on down tonight. Game starts at 7:30. So there you go. The good thing is, we're the number 1 seed. We have a chance to,
Advance.
if worse comes to worse, we could lose tonight. No big deal.
We just come back tomorrow.
Just come back and have to win tomorrow night.
And that's doable regardless,
Exactly.
So just basing off everything that Chris and me are both reiterating, Guardians, Sea Kings, Game 2 of the West Finals. Winner advances to play the winner of the Central, basically the Final Four. You'll be part of the Final Four for the TBL Championship.
All right, here we go. It's time. We're going to wrap it up. Who's your pick?
I'm taking the Guardians today. Maybe not as close as it was on Tuesday night with the 9-point victory. I'm going to go with the big number, a jersey number I used to wear when I played. I'm going to go with number 13. They're going to win by 13 tonight.
All right, I'm going a little further out on the edge, the limb, however you want to call it. Guardians putting up 150 tonight.
Okay.
All right, that's my prediction.
Buck and a half. Wow.
Buck and a half for the good guys.
I brought $2, so that buck 50, I should get 50 cents
There
back
you
in
go.
change, right?
So with that, we're going to say adios. For Drew, I'm Chris. Have a good one.